Hello, YouTube and Testizel. This is Fragments of Memory, and I was interested in your video, Testizel, about interracial relationships, about how one excludes based on ethnicity. Well, I would come out and say that to many, ethnic identity is very important, and that when you're dealing with race, especially in America, it is an interesting subject. It can be touchy, it can be very enlightening, but many people don't like to touch the subject of race anyway in America. The only reason is because many blacks still feel the system is racist against them, and especially even in picking a mate. For example, I remember being in high school. I had a high school sweetheart, and she was a white woman. And of course, we liked each other, we were into each other, but when it came to her mother didn't care for blacks. And also at the same time, her mother didn't care for me simply on the grounds that I was black. Not because I was a bad person, not because I was ignorant about anything, it was merely on the color of my skin. Now, in an ideal world, Testizel, and YouTube at large, we should all be judged by the content of our character, the content of our education, the content of our psychology, the content of our behavior. But we are not in a perfect and ideal world. We are in this world. And in this world, people judge by appearances. We judge by how beautiful a person is or how attractive a person appears to be. And we make assumptions based on ethnicity. I.e., if you're black, these are the assumptions I have about you. If you're white, these are the assumptions I have about you. If you're Asian, Indian, Latino, and insert another ethnic group here. There's so many ethnic groups in the world. And whatever ethnic group you're a part of, and I see you, I make a judgment call about you based on how you appear. So if you're Hispanic, I might assume this thing about you, even though that could be totally untrue. Like the one thing I never got was people dating a race. Like, oh, I'm looking for me an Asian girl. I'm looking for me for a Latin girl. I'm looking for a black girl. I'm looking for a white girl. Well, for me, when I was seeing people and, doing all that stuff, I saw if I was drawn to the person, the individual, like, you know what, we seem to click. We seem to have a good vibe going on with each other. Let's explore that further. Not, oh, she's a white girl. I can't deal with that. Or, oh, she's a black girl. You know what? I don't get along with my own black women, so whatever. None of that came into my mind. It was, hey, you know what? I like this person. Something about this person's energy or vibe is really good. I want to get closer to them. I want to get next to them. So their ethnicity didn't play a part in that. So I don't think race should matter in picking a mate. However, the people around you can be a challenge to that relationship, whether it's family, friends, and so forth, and society around you. And even though we live in the so-called post-racial age, there's still things like white privilege. There's still things like mistrust among the ethnicities. So you're going to have that going on. And what I think is even funnier is people don't want to look at the elephant in the room, which is race. We don't want to accept the fact that we have prejudices on the inside of us. Or that, you know what, someone from one race can love someone from another race and it not be an issue. But people are locked to their cultural biases as well as their national biases. So when you get that going on, it's kind of like, how do we deal? We are caught in betwixt and between a hard situation. So again, I personally don't think ethnicity should matter. I think your belief should be in alignment. Like you can't be a Christian and she be like a crackhead, or you can't be Christian and somebody else be Muslim and y'all trying to like make this thing work. That's not gonna happen. But if y'all have the same beliefs, if y'all have the same focus about certain things, I believe that those two can be compatible regardless of ethnicity. I just sometimes, how do I say this? I sometimes think outside forces can either make or break a relationship, i.e., family members, friends. And this even happens in a relationship of the same ethnicity, the same color. Black folks sabotaging black relationships just like white folks or any other folks sabotage interracial relationships. So, again, ideal world, we should all be judged by character. But In this world, appearances are still judged. People judge by appearances before they judge anything else, because that's the first thing we take in, our eyes take in. So, Testizel, I like your video. And this is just merely my perspective, kind of snowballing off of yours. So, take care and peace.